So Wild Minds is back. That's a thing that happened. I did a video about Wild Minds a while back. So if you want to know what it is or about its history in the maladaptive daydreaming community, you can scroll back and check that out. It's called something like Maladaptive Daydreaming's oldest forum is closing or something like that. And it's under new management now. It used to be run by Cordelia. Now it's being run by Valeria. When she saw the forum was being deleted, she got in contact and ownership was transferred. So the place is back up and running. It's under new management. And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it will be a healthy, thriving community. Valeria herself actually was already running a community. She runs Maladaptive Daydreaming Italia. So for any of my viewers that might happen to speak Italian, they have a website, a Facebook group, I believe, and a YouTube channel. Speaking of YouTube channels, 2 more have popped up. Number 1, we have Mason Bright, which always reminds me of Bright Noah from Gundam. I don't know, I guess I just don't see the surname Bright very often. The cat's name is Amuro, by the way, the protagonist of the first Gundam. Fun fact. Anyway, Mason's channel centered around personal experiences. Sort of vlog style, I guess. Vlog might not be the right word. I might not know what vlog means. But whatever, he's giving his personal insight on his day-to-day lived experience with maladaptive daydreaming. And it's cool. As you can tell, I am not a channel that does that. So it's nice to see these channels with the more personal touch popping up. And second, we have Lil Ol B, Littleolbe. And she only has a few videos up so far, but they're, I don't know, they're so Gen Z. Do I sound like a boomer? Just kind of quirky. One of the videos she has is just like this little clip series of funny things that happen to maladaptive daydreamers. I don't know. I liked it. Anyway, they're both down in like the featured channels on my page in like the home tab. You scroll down and there's featured channels. They used to be on the side, but I don't think they are anymore. You can find them both down there. But the big news is that the ICMDR is under new management. If you don't know what the ICMDR is, you should Google that. It's a great resource for maladaptive daydreamers. It is the International Consortium of Maladaptive Daydreaming Research, and on there you can find links to tons of stuff. First and foremost, they have links to papers, maladaptive daydreaming, peer-reviewed papers. Under the measures tab, they have the diagnostic criteria and the MDS-16. Amaro. And on their newsfeed, they will publish calls for participation in studies when they need people. So if you want to be part of a study, keep your eye on that. And it was until recently run by Dr. Ellie Selmer. He's now taken a step back. He is still involved with the ICMDR. He's their senior researcher. He's their founder. But the leadership roles have been passed on to Safra Dudek and West Rogers, both of whom have been involved with the ICMDR and have co-authored academic papers for several years. So they know what they're doing. So if you've read the papers, you've probably seen those names before. Milena West Rogers worked on the empathy, creativity, and emotional regulation paper, and Safra Dudek has worked on the comorbidity paper, the daily elevations one, the diagnostic criteria one. So they are now the director and executive director of the ICMDR. West Rogers also did an AMA on Reddit a few years ago. So if you go to the subreddit in the sidebar, you'll see it linked there with a couple of other AMAs. That was around the time the emotional regulation paper came out. So I think most of the discussion is focused around that. But all the AMAs are really good read-throughs, and you should check them out anyway. Ellie Sommer did one, Wes did one, and Jane Rachel did one. Speaking of Jane Rachel, she's got a new website up. It's called Overcoming Together. It is not just about maladaptive daydreaming, but maladaptive daydreaming is on there. It's about hard to diagnose conditions and give some advice for how to get a diagnosis or how to get someone to take you seriously or find someone to take you seriously. So that's a great resource. I'll link that in the description. Oh my God. She has a YouTube channel too. I was on it. I almost forgot to mention it. Oh my God, you guys, Jane Rachel. I have a video about her too. I did a video a little while back. It's called like A History of Maladaptive Daydreaming, whatever, go through. You can find that somewhere in my videos that talks all about Jane Rachel and who she is. To sum it up, she's like our best advocate. After Sommer published his first paper, nothing happened until several years later when she found it, and she was the catalyst for getting it out there, getting it out to more people, and getting more studies done on it. So yeah, a staple of the community. Arguably the reason this community exists. And recently she wanted to do like a panel discussion on it. So she got 3 maladaptive daydreamers together on like a Zoom call and recorded it and put it on her channel. And that was me, Mad Art, also in my featured channels. I love him. He's like my favorite YouTube channel. And a third who runs a blog called Trapped in Daydreams. And that's new too. So you should go check that out. I will link that down below as well. What she does is she reads through these scientific papers and then translates them, kind of sums them up and explains them a bit so that your average layperson here can understand them, in addition to, other posts that are on topic. A new article was published on maladaptive daydreaming. It's in like some women's magazine. It's all right. The subreddit is almost to 50,000 subscribers. That's a pretty big deal. It's the biggest MD community on the internet anywhere. For anyone who speaks Portuguese, there is now a Portuguese language Discord server. I'll link that below. Also one in Turkish. That one's not really new, but I don't think I've ever mentioned it before. So yeah, there's one in Turkish and in French. And there's a bunch of papers coming out. I don't know when they're going to be published. I have no idea how long this process takes. But if you go to the ICMDR and go to the publications tab, you can actually see all the stuff that they're working on. It's listed in under review or in press. And those are all the things that they've written that are being reviewed for publication. And there's some cool titles in there, so I'm excited for when those come out. Hopefully Trapped in Daydreams will tell me what they say. And then just in general, we kind of just came through like thesis season where all the undergrads and master's students, are putting together their theses for their like end of term papers. And a bunch of people chose to do maladaptive daydreaming. And they were posting, calls for participation on the communities. And that's awesome when this generation of researchers right now moves on. These are the next people coming up. And it's good to see that there's an interest there. That even if it's not very well known now, like the next generation, so many more people know about it. So answer their calls. When you see a post like that, don't go, oh, it's just an undergrad. And that's it. Just a little update on some community news. Cool stuff. Wild Minds, ICMDR, some new communities opening up, some new YouTubers popping up. I'm working on a few projects too, but that might have to wait till the next update. It's all still up in the air now. And I guess that's kind of it. Check the links below. Bye.